Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Venus in Aries. This video is for you if you do have this placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. So very excited to get into Venus in Aries. As I was prepping for this video, the title that came through was the Powerhouse. This is what you guys are. You guys are the powerhouse. It's that intense energy. It's that first house energy. That's really what Aries is all about. Now keep in mind, what's really interesting here is Venus is ruled by Libra and Taurus, right? So when Aries is in here, it doesn't like to be in here, it falls. The biggest thing with this particular placement when you have Venus in Aries is kind of like, sometimes for you guys, love might feel like a burden. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys aren't looking for love. It's just like you guys are going to be so intense, so passionate. You guys are gonna be so about a person. And then it's like, boom, you guys leave. You guys might have a hard time compromising when it comes to relationships. You guys might also be super aggressive in terms of relationships. You guys might be the ones who go after someone. You guys pursue that person. You're gonna be all about that person and boom, you get them. It's like you're over it. The chase is done. It's that Mars energy if we really think about it. Mars is the god of war, and this is kind of like how you guys look at love. It's like it's something almost for you guys to conquer. It's like when you guys receive it and you guys actually get it, it's like, oh, I don't know if I actually want this. Because the thing is, for you guys, your identity is going to be so important. You're not going to be the type that gets enmeshed into your partner. You guys might be the types, even when you are in relationships, to want to have a completely separate life from your partner, where you guys are able to go off and do your own thing. You guys aren't going to deal well with maybe like codependent people or people who want to do everything together all the time. It's like for you guys, when you guys are in a relationship, you guys really need your independence. You guys really need to still know that you guys are still who you are inside. If you guys do feel yourself starting to get enmeshed into the other person, or it's like you guys are becoming too much of like the day-to-day, or it becomes too mundane or boring, boom, you guys are going to be gone and you guys aren't going to care. That's the whole thing here. It's like this placement is childlike in that sense, because it's like it gets excited and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever and I'm so excited. And then it's kind of like, okay, well now I'm over. Okay, what's the next excitement? That's the thing. It's kind of like a kid in a candy store when you have Venus in Aries. But these people are powerhouses. Like I mentioned, you guys are going to be so good at manifesting. You guys are going to be so good at getting your goals. You guys are going to be so good at going after your dreams, goals, and desires, because again, when it comes to love, you guys kind of feel like that holds you back a little bit. You guys might want the attention, and like I mentioned, it might be passionate as well, because it is that fire sign energy. It's going to be intense, it's going to be passionate. Sometimes actually this placement can cause arguments or conflict to have that outburst of energy, to create that passion, to create that tension. That's the thing. It's like the Aries energy sometimes can't survive without conflict energy, because for you guys, it's like it's that passionate energy because of the resolution that it might lead to, if you guys catch my drift, with your partners. That's the thing when you do have Venus in Aries, and it's like, because it's that first house energy, it's like sometimes relationships might feel like a burden for you guys. You guys might not be interested in these things, or it's like even if you are in a relationship, you guys might not be invested in it. It's like you guys might come off selfish to this other individual. So when you guys are looking for a relationship, you guys are really going to have to find someone who understands you guys for who you guys truly are, for your goals, for your dreams, for your desires, for your ambitions, and basically allows you guys to have space. Because if this person's too clingy, or this person wants to just like say yes to everything that you're doing and just like becomes enmeshed in you, you guys are going to be turned off by this energy. It really needs to be two strong people together, because the thing is, this energy can also, if it's manifested in the positive way and in that healthy way, you guys can really become like a power couple. It's like the other person is a powerhouse in their own way, you guys are a powerhouse in your own way. It's like boom, power couple energy. But those earlier stages, especially early on in life, especially when the Aries energy is underdeveloped, you guys are going to be sensitive when it comes to love. You guys might be aggressive in the sense where it's like you're too forward with people. It's kind of like just like this overwhelming energy for people. That could also take place when it's like in that underdeveloped energy. It could also be like very childlike, where it's like it's almost like short-term gratification. It's almost like a high that you guys are seeking, because ultimately at the end of the day, you guys truly believe deep down inside that you guys are the winner in the relationship. That's the whole thing here, is that first house. You guys are the best, that you guys are the best partner that this person can have. And it's like sometimes you guys can struggle with the ego a little bit for this reason. When it comes to criticism, or maybe your partner gives you guys feedback or whatever it is, you guys might not take this very well, because it's like you guys are like, no, I'm the best. I am the best. I'm number one, and I'm the best partner. And you know, I give everything that I can give in this relationship. And most of the time, it's just like you feel like just your presence is that gift for that person. That's the whole thing here. When you have Venus in Aries, it's like you guys really do have that confidence energy. A lot of the time, I find Aries does deal with the solar plexus. So you guys have a lot of belief in yourself. It's that first house. It's like you guys work really hard on yourselves. And a huge theme for you guys when you have Venus and Aries in your lives is going to be self-love. So because of this, when it comes into relationships, if there's something where it's like the person's trying to trick you or deceive you, you guys leave that person. You guys can cut that person off really quickly and move on to the next thing. And it's like this person might be hurt and they might be like, wait, how are you already on a date the next day? But it's like, this is the way that you guys view love. In these dynamics, you guys need to be viewed as like the number one, the best. And it's like, if you're not getting that energy from your partner, or if you guys fall into a situation where this person deceives you, betrays you, and that's it. You will make sure that that person remembers you. So think, because it's like you guys are the best. So it's like when you are in a relationship and you actually are committed to this person, you guys can be the best. You guys really can be. You guys can be the best partner that this person has ever had in every way, shape, and form. And it's like when you leave and, you know, maybe if it ended badly, you guys are going to make sure that that person remembers you. You guys are going to make sure that they can't replace you. A lot of the time, you guys might find that when you have Venus in Aries, you have a lot of your partners coming back to you for a lot of these reasons, because it's like you guys gave it your all, even if it was for a short period of time. You guys want to make sure that you're the best in this area. Now, this energy with Venus and Aries, in terms of indulgence and pleasures in life, you guys can really be good at bringing things through, manifesting, because you guys are all about the action energy. You guys go after your goals. And that's why a lot of the time this placement is going to bring these things through that they're looking for. The goals, you guys are going to achieve things. It's that first house energy. I'm the best. It's all about me. And that's the thing when it's in a relationship. It might turn out like it's unbalanced, especially for the other person. It might even be like you guys aren't even looking actually for a relationship. You guys might just be going through the motions because, I don't know, societal expectations and all these sorts of things. But it's like you guys feel deep down inside that you operate best when you're on your own, when you're doing your own thing and you're going about your own goals. That's the thing in relationships. This doesn't mean you're not going to find a relationship or be in a relationship. You guys just have to find someone who understands it about you. And also keep in mind, we go through secondary progressions. So the earlier part of your life might be like this, but as you age, you're going to go out of Aries into Taurus, where then you actually want to build. And it's actually a very good placement, at least in my opinion, because it's like you've really figured out who you are when you're in your Venus in Aries era. You figured out who you are, you figured out your goals, you went after things, you know, you were really that number one. And it's like now that you know who you are, you've initiated things, maybe even started a relationship of some sort, you move into Venus and Taurus in your secondary progressions, and it's like now you're building. Now you're looking for someone to build with, because it's like almost like you kind of got it out of your system, if that makes sense. That whole like me, independence, doing my own thing and all these sorts of things. So I'm just throwing that out there because the energy isn't always going to be all about you, and it isn't always going to be you just wanting to focus on yourself. But I will say that this placement is very much a self-love placement. You guys are always going to put yourselves first. When it comes to love, you guys are going to be the types that are willing to drop lovers. Even if you have a huge connection with them and you love this person, it's kind of like if they're not aligning with your goals, or if they're in the way of your goals, or if they're trying to be possessive, or if they're trying to hold on to you, or if they're trying to interfere with your identity in any way, shape, or form, like take away your freedom, take away your independence, hold you, possess you, like these types of things, you guys are going to leave. That's the thing. This placement is always going to choose themselves first, especially when it comes to relationships. So this is why that energy of selfishness, I'm going to put it in quotes, because sometimes in life you do have to be selfish. And that's the thing, when you have Venus and Aries, it's like in this lifetime for you guys, the earlier part of your life, especially up until you start to move into your secondary progressions, is all about you. And it's all about figuring out who you guys are. So it's kind of like, it's almost like these people are interchangeable for you guys, and you're willing to leave people behind, and you're also willing to be the types of individuals where it's like, if it's meant to be, in the future we'll get together after I've achieved my goals. You know, you guys aren't going to allow these people to interfere. This is the biggest thing to understand. When you do have this placement, or if you're watching for someone who does have this placement, you cannot interfere with their goals, you cannot interfere with their ambitions, you cannot interfere with their identity, and like really figuring out who they are. Like if you guys do interfere, they will drop you. They will drop you, and it'll be fast, and sometimes it'll be ruthless, because it is Mars. Mars is the god of war, like I mentioned. So this energy can be very abrupt. That's the thing with that Aries energy. And the person who's dealing with the Venus and Aries person might be surprised, because it's like, you were so into me, but you're not into me anymore. And it's like, there could have been something that took place where it's like, you're interfering with all these things that I've mentioned. So that's the whole thing. You have to give this person the space. You have to allow them to do their thing, to be who they are, to have their independence, their freedom. Sometimes I even see Venus in Aries, because it is a fire sign, it's like a candle burning. It's almost like they feel intuitively on a higher self level that the candle is burning, that the time is running out. And this is why everything with this energy is fast. Because it's like, again, it is running out. You're slowly moving into your secondary progressions. That fire that you have within, that passion towards your projects and all these sorts of things, is going to eventually die down, and you will move into Venus and Taurus, where it's like then you're going to want to build with another person. So it's almost like when you have Venus in Aries, you're like going boom, 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 fast, 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 like getting all these things out of your system, things that you want to do, your goals, your ambitions, you're going after them. There's this aggressive energy. It's almost like, you know, that it's like the clock is ticking, the fire is only going to be burning for so long within you, and then it's like you move into a little bit more of a calmer energy when you do get into Venus in Taurus. It's a very interesting placement to have. I know a lot of people, when they talk about like fall signs or debilitated placements, like they say that this isn't the most favorable placement, but it's like at the end of the day, even though Venus does deal with love and relationships and how you are as a lover, it can also deal with your ambitions and the pleasures in life and the indulgences as well. So for you guys, the focus is going to be more so on this, is going to be more so on the self. And most of the time, even with this particular placement, the way that I tend to see it is like, you didn't get that opportunity in a past life. for whatever reason. You didn't get the opportunity in a past life to focus on yourself, to go after your own dreams and ambitions and goals. The thing is, things eventually end up falling into some sort of order, but also it's important to understand that it's like not everyone has the same trajectory in life. And this particular placement, Venus in Aries, is going to be very focused on the self before they get into a committed relationship, before they get into something long term. Like, there's going to be a lot of scattered energy, especially like I said earlier on in life, and especially if it's in its underdeveloped stage. You guys might struggle with communication, you guys might struggle with ghosting, you guys might be a little bit too explosive when it comes to communication and arguments and all these sorts of things. And it's like, it's a fiery energy, you know? It depends really at what degrees you guys have it in to see at what progression of that Aries energy you guys are in. But regardless, Aries energy is this, you know, it's passionate, it's explosive, it's excited, it's that inner child. So it's like, especially when it comes to love earlier on in your life, it's not going to be a priority. And even if it is, it's like you guys get excited about it and then you get over it and then you want the attention. That's the thing, you guys are going to want the attention. So when you guys go through your secondary progressions, like for Venus in Aries going into Venus in Taurus, like the external person might actually be very surprised by you guys, you know, because it's like you guys were like so not about a relationship and you guys were so about your career or your goals or whatever you guys were doing. And then it's like, well, now you are about a relationship. And now you are about your partner. And now you guys are about building with this individual. Also, Venus in Aries, that Aries energy is the first house. It's that child. So at the end of the day, like within you, there's almost like this inner child energy that's always happening. And that's why you guys are so excited about everything and so passionate and, you know, just go after things. And most of the time I find that Aries energy stumbles into things before they're ready. Sometimes this might not happen for everyone, but sometimes this placement can jump into things before they're ready, in the sense where it's like they can get married very quickly. There could be an impulse energy of that as well. It can be very impulsive. So for those of you who do have this placement, just make sure that when you guys are doing things, you know, that you're aware that you guys might have this impulsive energy, to maybe be a little bit more aware of other people's feelings and like, you know, not abruptly leave them, because like that might actually traumatize someone. But overall, that's the whole thing here. If you guys do have Venus in Aries, I do hope you guys did enjoy my video. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.